Welcome to the Plant Trainers Podcast, where we're helping people improve their quality of life through nutrition and fitness. And now, your hosts, nutrition and wellness coaches, international speakers, Adam and Shoshana Chaim.
Hey, I'm Adam Chaim.
And I'm Shoshana Chaim, and we are
Propelled by Plants. Today we bring to you episode 503, I Am a Courageous Cub with Shoshana.
In this episode of the Plant Trainers Podcast, we're excited to discuss my latest addition to the I Am Mindful series entitled, I Am a Courageous Cub.
As you might remember, Shoshana has a background as a kindergarten teacher and a yoga instructor. And when our son was young, she wrote I Am a Peaceful Goldfish, which you could hear all about in episode 404, planttrainers.com/404. That's not an error link, that's 404. She wrote that book to help him navigate his emotions during challenging moments. The book was so well received that she was inspired to create a sequel. Today, we talk about the development of I Am a Courageous Cub and discover how it empowers children to embrace courage and tackle new, potentially daunting experiences. You're going to love this episode. Great book. Share it out, and can't wait for you to share your thoughts on the book. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, this is Shoshana, and I'm super excited because my second book, I Am a Courageous Cub, in the I Am Mindful series is out, and you can get that and I Am a Peaceful Goldfish anywhere books are sold, online. Get it for a young child to make their life better because there's so much adversity out there. We need the tools to overcome it.
And now for a moment of gratitude.
I guess this is an easy one. I'm grateful for this book and my publishers, Greystone Publishing and Lori Joy Smith, and all the people that made it happen, as well as you for supporting me through it.
I'm grateful for the trip that I went on with Jordan last week, and you may have heard her share some of her experience before we left on last week's episode 502, planttrainers.com/502, so you could listen back if you didn't hear that one yet. But I'm just grateful for the time that I spent with her and the trip that we had. So here we go. We're back, and we're back on video on YouTube, and we're back on podcast here on all your platforms. And we have a very special guest today. Of course, as you heard in the intro, or if you didn't on video, we have you.
It's me.
It's Shoshana, because we have a very special announcement to share with you, which is...
Today, September 3rd, 2024, my second book in the I Am Mindful series comes out. I Am a Courageous Cub.
It has arrived.
Ooh, it's so pretty. And I mean, if you're over here on YouTube, you could see definitely series books. Same amazing illustrator, Lori Joy Smith. It's been wonderful working with her. She makes my words come alive. She makes those pictures really imaginative and fun, which is great. But overall, the feedback that we got from I Am a Peaceful Goldfish and how it has helped children, and the funniest emails and sometimes the best ones are the messages and emails that say, I bought this book for my child so that they can be calmer, so that they won't have so many tantrums, but I feel so calm afterwards. So I'm excited to hear what people have to say about I Am a Courageous Cub.
So why did you go for this one? What's the reason that you wrote a second one?
Well,
or not even a second, but why this theme?
Yeah, why this theme, I think, is the question to answer. And it's because there are many things in life that I feel as if I didn't necessarily have the courage to do, or maybe we did have the courage to do. We did things like we became vegan, or we took our health into our own hands. We lived in Hong Kong. We traveled the world. A lot of things that we did and we had the courage to do, but a lot of people seem to not have the courage to do. And, I left teaching to work in the business full time. And there's been things where I've really had to sit on it and find tools to allow me to do that. It's not something that necessarily came easy. And I want young children. Of course, I was a kindergarten teacher for 15 years, phys ed and French in there too. But I was a kindergarten teacher for so many years, elementary school teacher. And I want to give students and children the tools to be brave. So whether it's go down the slide, or whether it is to try out for a team they're not sure they're going to make, or whether it's to take a course that's outside of their comfort zone, or talk to a friendly stranger, like somebody who their parents are introducing them to, and be brave and talk to that adult stranger, I want them to be able to have tools to go ahead and do that.
How did you know what these children are struggling with? What kind of emotions to tackle in this book, and how did you do that?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that I had to do. I had to look at all these different emotions, right? The first one was about being peaceful. So you weren't calm, right? Things were kind of scattered and crazy, and you needed to make it calm. So in the second book, I was just trying to think of, what do children need? So I came up with the idea of being brave, being courageous. And I really like the idea of power poses, right? Yoga poses give us so much. They give us a lot of strength. They give us a lot of calm. And then there's a lot of research around power poses. And I think people learned about it, those who watch Grey's Anatomy learned about it quite a bit, because they always see Amelia before a big surgery standing with her hands on her hips with her back straight. And, she makes the whole ER do it, or her whole operating room do it. And that gives them the strength and the courage. So that gave me the idea to look up power poses, learn a little bit more about it, and incorporate helping people overcome these setbacks or these negative thoughts in the head, and do the power pose, incorporate yoga, incorporate imagination, and have a book.
So power poses are one technique. Are there other techniques that you share in the book?
No, so it's different power poses, and some are more researched and some are more yoga fun based, because I wanted to kind of hit some different emotions in here. So, at the beginning, they have, for those of you on YouTube, you can see they're a little bit scared to go down the slide because it's one of those big slides. And then they have an idea, and they hug themselves. And hugging themselves, wrapping their arms around myself. Try it. How do you feel? I feel calm and courageous, like a lion cub. So that kind of gives them that security. So the lion cub gives them the security. And then the next one, they see some little trains. And so they go into more of like a train position, and they feel like they can go anywhere like a fast train, or they scrouch down low and they jump up high to be energized like a ball. So different things that we can take from these animals or inanimate objects and overcome different reasons why we might not be feeling super brave.
Cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of interesting poses. And so who's this for? Because going down a slide, it's not really an adult thing, right? So what age group did this target?
So publishers are saying it's targeting 3 to 7. I believe that you should be reading to children straight out of the womb. And even if you're reading this to children 0, 1, 2, they might not get the concepts yet, but they're going to be exposed to it so that later on you could kind of make that connection, make that more educational connection there.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. So I'm looking at the book as you flip through, and I noticed that the characters are pretty similar to the ones in the first book.
Yeah.
And I guess that's because Laurie Joy Smith was your artist and she did both books. But can you tell us a little bit about the characters and how you chose them, if you chose them, and how they came to be?
So the first time we had a boy who was the older one and a girl who was a younger one. The boy was brown and the girl had orange hair. So we're trying to create a series that has characters where most kids will be able to recognize somebody that looks like them throughout. So those are the main characters in the first book. And in the second book,
show that cover for our YouTube friends.
Here's our cover, right? So super cute. But then when you open up in that first book, I don't know if you remember, but there's all different faces, all different hairs, all different colors, all different everything. When you open up in that front cover. So in this book, we did it a little bit different. We also have 2 characters, different colored skin, different age, different genders, dressed differently. We had the poses with the little lion cubs in that inside cover, but they're in a park in this one. So in the park, there's all different kids all around of various backgrounds. And what I like in the pictures is that you could see that on some pages, there's students or kids in the background playing, but they're kind of copying the poses that the main characters are doing too. So it's kind of this ripple effect of when you do things, even if you're not actually formally teaching somebody else, other people around you are learning and being exposed. Hey, gonna take a little break. It's Shoshana here. Wanted to talk a little bit more about I Am a Courageous Cub. Super excited that children everywhere around the world are starting to read it. They're starting to do some poses, feel brave and courageous to get out there and retry things that didn't work out the first time, or try new things that seemed a little bit hard and scary. And we are super excited that this is the second book in the I Am Mindful series, which means there's more to come. So stay tuned. You can get your copy anywhere books are sold: Amazon, Indigo, Barnes & Noble's, Target, wherever it is. Please support local as well. And you could also email us at info@planttrainers.com if you'd like to have your own signed copy mailed to you. And now back to the show. And the fun character in the I'm a Peaceful Goldfish was a little cat that was doing all the little activities with them. Right, even hanging in the tree and all of that. This time they've got a little froggy with them, and the froggy's a little bit cheeky, and he's a lot of fun as well.
The first one's a goldfish, the second one's a cub, but the first one has a cat following them, and the second one has a frog following them.
Yeah.
So in the I Am Mindful series that you're building, I guess you're going to have two characters, an animal, and then another animal following them as they go. Is that the plan? Or did that just kind of happen?
I guess so. I think, well, we did try to keep consistency. We did want it to be really familiar, so that if you pick it up, you would know that it's a sister book or a brother book. But yeah, that's the idea. The idea is not to get too confusing with too many characters, right, or name the characters or anything like that. Keep it nice and simple, but have a fun, playful imagination, many imagination components to it, to keep kids interested in it and coming back and finding something new every time.
Of course. And I know you wrote this book and it's a tough question to answer, but do you have a favorite pose or a favorite page that you put together in this book?
Well, so in Goldfish, it was super easy. It was the dragon page. I love the breathing fire. This page is, this book is a little bit harder to find my favorite, but I do really love the Speedy Sure dragonflies. So they are super cute.
Another dragon theme.
Another, I guess so. Another. I'm gonna have to meditate on that and see if my spirit animal,
dragon,
with my spirit animal is a dragon. But I also love the shooting stars. And the shooting stars. The reason why I like that is it is a partner pose. So they need to work together to make that pose work. Of course, you could be a shooting star on your own, but the way that it was done, it was let's join hands and let's do it together. And I think that goes with the theme of to be brave, to be courageous, to do things. You don't need to do it on your own. You could ask for help. You could have partners in that. And you're never alone in the emotions that you're feeling, because there's always somebody else in the world, that many people in the world that are feeling the way that you feel. And it's okay to do that, but we need the tools to overcome that adversity and move on.
Right. Okay. So before you tell us where people could get their copy, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you're promoting this book and what you're doing through media to do that?
Sure. So we are doing a lot on Instagram. There's a lot of really mindful yoga type accounts out there that have done reviews. We have the Kirkus review that came in. It's always scary to see what he's going to say, but it was wonderful and great there. Of course, I'm going to be doing classroom visits again along with this. So that could be virtual or that could be in person. And yeah, I'm just really encouraging people to support local. Also, support your local bookstore. I'm going to be going into some local bookstores around the Toronto area, Montreal. I'll be in Salt Lake City. So if you're in the Toronto area, check out my Instagram or check out Indigo, because you could see where I'm going to be doing book signings. I'll be the weekend of the September 20th. I'll be in Salt Lake City, and then I'll be in Montreal October 5th, signing books there at the Indigo as well.
And if people want you to come to their schools or come to their cities, is that possible?
It's possible. We need to see what scheduling looks like. Virtual, definitely. And then especially if it overlaps with some traveling that I'm already doing along with a CS. So if you email us at info@planttrainers.com or go to shoshanachaim.com, you can go to the connect with me page and send me an email and we will work that out.
And how do people get a copy of I Am a Courageous Cub?
Well, you should definitely go support your local bookstore. You could order it online on Amazon or even Walmart, Target, all those areas. And if you do want a signed copy, you can email us again at info@planttrainers.com. I will give you the price, including the book and the shipping for where you're at. Yeah.
Right. And I'll put links to those in the show notes at planttrainers.com/503, because this is episode 503, which is wild. Mm-hmm. And how can people share the information about this book?
Well, you can definitely share out this podcast. You can get yourself a copy, put it on your Instagram, Facebook, I encourage everybody to get a copy. It's great to just pull out of your own bookshelf, but eventually you'll know a baby that's born or a 1, 2, 3-year-old birthday party, or have a teacher, elementary school teacher in your life that could appreciate it. So, I appreciate everyone's support out there.
Cool. And what message would you like to leave our listeners with that they can learn from this book that as adults they should know?
So I think that we need to be courageous. We need to be brave for a couple of reasons. Number one, we need to show and model that behavior for our younger generations. Number two, most people have something that they've been meaning to do that they haven't yet taken the plunge. It could be as little as start to eat a salad a day, or take better care of your health, or reach out to us for a health consult, or run your first marathon, or your first Ironman or mini triathlon. Whatever it is that you have going, stand there, do a power pose, and then think about what are the steps that you need to be able to accomplish that, and start with the smallest thing, because
make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing the I Am a Courageous Cub book, your second one in the series of I Am Mindful. Looking forward to the next one, but good luck with the launch, and hopefully all things go well.
Thanks so much.
Thank you to everyone for listening to the Plant Trainers Podcast. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you all so much for listening to this edition of the Plant Trainers Podcast. We want to make sure that you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platform.
We really appreciate the feedback we receive from you. Every time we get a 5-star rating or review on iTunes from one of our fans, it really helps other people find us just like you did.
Thanks so much to our patrons. To become a patron, visit us at patreon.com/planttrainers. Even supporting us with $1 really makes a difference in the quality of the show.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is @PlantTrainers. Like Plant Trainers on Facebook, join our newsletter, and check out our website at planttrainers.com for awesome recipes, a list of our services, and of course, our latest podcast.
We encourage you to email your questions to info@planttrainers.com so that we can help you improve your quality of life through nutrition and fitness.
So we hope we've inspired you today. Join us again next time, and have a healthy day. Or is that too corny?
It's a little cheesy.